Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing okay today. Everyone's doing all right. We got pretty much same watch list as yesterday. Actually, it's not the same. It looks like YouTube is not updating properly, but really just Roku and Netflix were the two stocks that I was going to be keeping on the watch list today. I haven't really had too much time to look through a lot of stocks this morning because I was running behind schedule this morning. But all in all, Roku and Netflix both had amazing days yesterday. And initially, we wanted to be short biased on Netflix yesterday. Ended up getting long in the morning and then short, which then I ended up getting squeezed out of and lost money on. So that sucked. But anyways, Netflix put in an extremely well day. Roku put in a very interesting day. And so today, they're both looking somewhat promising. Okay, so if there's any stock this morning, because again, I haven't had time to run through my scanners. I'm really just going off of what I remember from yesterday and how some things closed. So if there is any other stocks that are actually up big this morning or actually look good, let me know. I mean, I could find out, but I'd have to run to that side of the room out of my other computer, out of my actual trading station, and go through a billion stocks real quick, but we can't do that. All right. So give me a second here, and I'm going to first start with just going through Roku and then going through Netflix, and then I'll take a look at what you guys are mentioning here in the chat. So if you see yesterday, pretty much Roku just dropped and really consolidated, and then it went through a monster rip after hours and then grinded all the way into today. I mean that's just extremely bullish. For it to do that is very bullish. Let me point it out, like on a 5-minute chart. Come down, hold, rip. So today we're going to be following for continuation. I don't know if we're going to get a really solid running day. I mean, we've already had a monstrous move from after hours and into today. So I'm probably going to be more on the sides of looking for pullbacks or dips and then moves up to the upside. I do have a resistance point here on Roku at about 128 that comes from the daily or the 4-hour chart, which is pretty much right where Roku broke down that big day, right about 128, maybe 129, and then also resistance right up at 134. So if Roku does have a decent move out of the gates from 124, it's very possible it runs right into resistance at about 127.70 to 128. So that's really what I'm looking for, is kind of a long move up into that resistance area, okay? So we don't have to beat on Roku too much because we already been going over for so many days. All right, Netflix. So Netflix had a very nice kind of descending formation here that really looked like a short early in the morning. And that's why I believe it got squeezed up so hard, is because it was really kind of a short move. And then it just went straight up. I was long in the beginning up until this resistance mark. And then I was actually shorting the top pretty much all the way up to here. And it just would never give in and break down. And that's when I realized that it just had too much strength on the day. But anyways, when you see a move like that, a big bounce or a big squeeze and a long move all day, it makes you want to follow it the next day for continuation. So I believe we're going to be seeing a long play on Netflix, just kind of a continuation long, because it had such a solid day yesterday. I wouldn't really be betting to the downside. So again, I'm going to be watching Netflix continuation long, maybe over the pre-market highs here. But ultimately, it's a nice gap so far, and it's holding. Also note that the market is up pretty decent today too. The market gapped up overnight, and that's why we're starting to see kind of a gap up on a lot of different stocks this morning. Apple should be up. Facebook's probably up. Pretty much everything will be up. Okay, so those are the two stocks, and I like them both long. If they don't go long, it doesn't really matter. It is what it is, but those two I'd be watching today for sure. And there might be more. I really didn't have much time to go over a lot of stocks on my scanner today. So I'm going to start here on the top with ACB from Amit. Down to 370. Whoa. Wow. That really just shitting the bed. Yeah, there's nothing I do with that. It's just downtrending, broke through support pretty easily. That's where I wanted to buy this stock, but it just never was holding 5. The last time I looked at it, it just didn't look promising. So Yeah, I wouldn't be doing anything with that stock right now. It's just getting beaten down, downtrending. AOBC. I feel like that is the stock recently that's being talked about because of something. Yeah, outdoor brands, because Dick's Sporting Goods and Walmart are canceling, or not canceling, but removing guns from shelves and different. Yeah, I don't even know if they're just sticking to. I can't keep up with it, but I know they're removing like handguns or some rifles, or maybe not all rifles. But I mean, it's pretty stupid for doing so, anyways. Yeah. So that's why I believe this is picking up. There's a lot of hype surrounding AOBC right now because it's an outdoor brands company that I believe is still selling like rifles and ammunition or something, because they haven't been fear-mongered into not doing so. So they've been performing pretty well. That's why I believe they've been going up. To me, I think it's I like the way it's looking, actually. This is a very promising setup right now. So much so that I might just have to use it for myself today, because I would never have spotted this or paid attention to it. Granted, it doesn't really trade all that much volume, so it's not my typical go-to, but the setup is very nice. It looks very reliable right now. I would watch this long today. Secondly, where is it at on the daily chart? It's at the 50 moving average. So that is also something to notate, is that it's at the 50 moving average. So this is in terms just a moving average resistance. Also, there's a little gap fill here. And if this gets over the 50 with the hype surrounding it right now, with the setup it has today, arguably this might get you up and over this little resistance point at about $7. And then up into almost $7.55 for a gap fill. So I could see anywhere from about $1 push on this day, maybe max. The average true range is only 33 cents, so that means it'd have to move 200 times its average true range a day to even get close to $1. Well, 99. So yeah, I'd have to have a really extraordinary day to get up to 750. So probably not, actually. But I do like the setup it's in. Good morning, Ken from New York. Well, it's actually Josh, but your name's Ken. But anyways, good morning. I would not bank on Roku pulling back to 110 right now. PRPO, I will know real quick, because this stock, yeah, I'm going to probably go with a hard no. Yep, nope, no volume, nothing to play there. Looking at Snapchat. Snapchat held 14. We looked at this yesterday. And I remember, we're like, if it holds 14, or wait, is this right? Or did it not? Or was that the other day? Yep, wow. Yeah, it's still holding 14. Can't break. So same rules still apply. Over, under 14. Over, under 14. Long, over 14. Under 14, I'm probably short. So same outlook there. FRAN, haven't seen FRAN in quite some time. Lower on the volume side. Oh, it's because it's a weekly chart. I'm like, why? Whoa. Very, very, very interesting. Nice spot on this. I've been looking for something like this for a long time. Yeah, I'd follow that long. That is actually a very, very interesting move. Yeah, at this moment in time, who said that? Daniel. Really nice work. I mean, all it takes is finding a stock, but for one, that's already hard enough to do sometimes. But this is a really interesting stock. Everybody should be thanking Daniel right now. It could be too soon to thank him, but everyone should just give Daniel a thank you in the chat room, because everybody on this stream should now have FRAN on their watch list. Not only for today, not only for the next week or so, but for like the next year or 2 years or maybe 3 years. Hell, I don't even know. And why would I say that? And so I guess some of you guys can get a little mini lesson here. We'll try and make this quick. Anyways, so let's see what it's done. So we came from, well, we had a reverse split in there, so no, it didn't. But anyway, it's really interesting because most oftentimes when a stock becomes a penny stock, you already know it usually ends up remaining a penny stock. But the interesting thing is, this is a daily chart. Most penny stocks don't push up and then hold all the way at their 200 moving average. They usually come right back down once they get to this 200 moving average. So this has, off their last earnings, moved up to the 200 moving average, and it's stayed there. And now it's back over the 200 moving average. Actually, the 9 moving average is coming over. That's somewhat important in the short term. If the 50 moving average can get over the 200 moving average, we'll have a golden cross, and that's going to be a good long-term position. And something else I want to point out is, what was the stock? Was it Teva? Not Teva. ENPH. Kind of like this. Is this the one? I think this is. I got to go to two years. Yeah, this. I still don't think this is the one. I can't remember I can't remember. Was it? Yeah, I can't remember which one I'm trying to think of. But the main takeaway from what I'm saying here is, when a stock's been a penny stock for a long time, or just a really cheap stock, all right, and then all of a sudden you get this really big volume spike and the stock holds highs. You can get volume spikes, but if it comes crashing back down very shortly after, then you know it wasn't really relevant or valid. But when a stock sees a big volume spike, goes up, and then stays, that can be a good sign that you're onto a stock that is in the early stages of becoming more expensive, if that makes sense. And I can't remember the name of the stock. I used to look at it all the time. It could have been, I don't think it was Teva. No, probably not Teva. Anyways, you get the point. So it's a good one. I like that. Looking at AMD long. Yeah, I think I looked at AMD just briefly this morning, and I actually liked the way it looked. Oop. So it had, yeah, I'd watch AMD long over the 28, 29 pre-market high. That's a good setup. I mean, it's not really a great setup, but I mean, it's super predictable. That's what I mean. That's why it's good. It's not the greatest, but it's good. Pretty much, it's just obvious. You have this top here at 29, kind of a top in the middle. I mean, you have a top up here at 29.60. I mean, it pretty much, to me, it seems pretty straightforward. Over the pre-market high, if this is going to rip through, just pop, right? Because you had some people short here, over this top, they'll get squeezed. So I like that. Rad Rite Aid. Well, this morning it looks like it has some definitely some decent push into pre-market. Yeah, I'd probably stay long on that for now. I mean, it definitely has room from where it's currently at to the most recent resistance. So it has room up until kind of 970s into the 9s, but I wouldn't hold all the way there. I would probably sell 75% up on the move. It looks like it's going to have a green day today too, but I wouldn't hold full position up until 9s because it'll end up getting rejected there. So probably, I would sell 70-80% as it moves up and over 9, and if it can get up close to 950 into 10, great, but I think you got a little bit more room to run on red. FRAN is below support, still trending down. I don't think it's a buy yet. Thoughts on Ulta? Yeah, it seems like a couple of people said something about Ulta. Let me see. I'm not the biggest fan of Ulta, personally, right now. Right now, that is. I mean, in reality, it's holding trend. So I don't really think too much about it. I mean, if you look at the way that it was moving, I mean, that was really its trend, and then it had an explosive squeeze, but it kind of backed down trend. So I mean, honestly, for me, I can't really give much on Ulta. There's really not much to go off of now. I could have predicted a small little bounce here, which it's starting to do. But other than that, you kind of need it to top out, pull back again, and then you can start kind of getting some trends and being able to understand where longs will jump in again and shorts will get squeezed. So right now, it's just early in its formation of a new kind of setup that you need to wait on. BBY. Sure, let's take a look. What? That's weird. BB. Exactly. Yeah, I'm actually really glad you said that. Well, I could have probably watched it, but again, I didn't have much time to go over a lot of things. Excuse me. Ready. Yeah, I like it long. Yeah. I could already envision a monster squeeze happening over 1253. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean? I think it could happen. Because if you look at it from yesterday's early morning push, beginning of the day, tops out around 1270, obviously then pulls back, and then bounces up into after hours, up again, creates a cup, a little cuppy, and then from after hours trading into pre-market, it's pretty much consolidated sideways, creating a handle, staying flat right at resistance. If we get up and over the 1250s, 1260s, 1270s, I could say it has a pretty decent move. So yeah, I'd watch that long. And I mean, if I wanted to, I could draw a little trend for you guys, and it would look something like that. And then, you already can see the flat top here. So I like it. It looks like a clean setup formation so far. Whether it pans out is always another question, but the cleaner the setup, the better it looks. The more eyes will stay looking at it, which means the more traders will stay looking at it. The more traders that are looking at it means the bigger amount of volume that comes into stock. The more amount of volume that comes into the stock in the same way that you're trying to trade or you are thinking of trading it, the bigger the move that can happen depending on where the stock is set up. Is it a short squeeze location, which it is a short squeeze location. So it's got a lot of things going for it at this point, I'd say. Yeah, I like it. Thank you, Daniel. I didn't think I said it myself. Thanks, Zahir. Appreciate it. Hey, all. SES. We'll take a look at SES here in a sec. Yes. How do you know when short sellers are coming in? Well, you'll never actually, like, for example, what's a good way to get this across? Anyway, I was going to think of something and then say something. But anyways, so you don't really know that you don't actually know that short sellers are coming in, because there's nothing, they don't come in with a sign, big flashing, light up signs that go, hey, we're shorting, or short sellers are selling the stock. It doesn't say that in the time and sales. It doesn't say that in the level 2. The only place it actually says it is in the chart. Okay. Pretty much whenever you look at a stock and you're maybe long bias on it, there's things that you look for to make you want to be long, right? Like there's reasons why you would consider buying. As is, there's reasons why someone would consider short selling. So you have to be able to identify what those things are that would make somebody want to short sell a stock. And if those don't appear anywhere in your charting or your analysis, then you would probably come up with the conclusion that maybe there's not many short sellers involved, or there aren't as many people that would be willing to short this setup, because what in the hell are they even thinking? Why would they want to be shorting here? But then when you come and look at a stock and go, I can see exactly why someone would probably want to short that stock and the reason why they shorted here and they're doing that. And then you would know that there's probably a better chance that short sellers are involved in that stock. Like resistance marks. Resistance marks tend to be levels that people have shorted off of, right? So that can always be something. So there's a lot that goes into it, but basically whatever you look for in a long bias trade, start looking for that in a short bias trade, and then you'll know where short sellers are at. They're where the bear moves are. Wherever the bearish moves are at, they're at. Like the bottom of moves when stocks are dropping and then they kind of bottom out and they have aggressive reversals. That's because shorts are getting squeezed out of their short-term intraday positions while some people are long in the bottom of stocks, right? Have you ever wondered, right? Like when a stock goes up and up and up and up and up and then it pulls back, nobody ever questions, right? Why does it pull back? Oh, people are selling the stock. It's been going up. Maybe they're just selling. Okay, well then why in the hell, when a stock's going down and there's no reason to buy it, why does it all of a sudden have these kind of big candles in the middle of the downtrend? It's because there's people shorting that downtrend. And then when they're made some money and they want to take their position off, they'll start hitting the buy button to get out of their short position. So a short position is sell to open, buy to close, whereas a long position is buy to open, sell to close. So again, buy to open, sell to close. Short position is sell to open, buy to close. So when shorts get out of their position, they have to buy the shares back, which then ultimately adds buying pressure into the market. All right, I'll take a look at SES real quick, and then I'm going to try and kind of speed through a couple questions, and then I got to run ski. Yeah, so this looks better than it did in the morning because we had this really big fall down. Then we came all the way back up to previous highs. So that shows that right now the stock does have some strength, enough strength to get back up towards highs. But what we do have to notate is the fact that it did on lower momentum, but that should be expected. So you can say that there's lower momentum going into this high. So this would be a double top move that if there were shares to short, you should short because, again, you can already see that it's working from 368, had to move down to 337. So almost a 30-cent move, 20-cent move. But now it's more on the lines of watching for either a bullish pennant formation to occur or honestly probably like a cup and handle formation. That's what I would be watching for there. 4-hour chart looks pretty decent right now. I mean, there's a strong candle, big down, big buyback. So, I mean, the long play is obviously over 370s, 370 area on that. All right. Can't check fast. Can't check MBRV. We don't have enough time. I apologize. Please name stock. Good question. Better to use Robinhood or eToro? I'm assuming that would be E-Trade. Pretty much any platform that has somewhat of an interactive charting available would be better than Robinhood. So E-Trade and Ameritrade at this point are just crush Robinhood. When do you decide is the best time to swing trade? When something looks good to buy. I mean, people say when's the best time, and it doesn't matter, right? The best time is when it's the right time, and the right time is when it's the right time to buy something. And so, for example, Roku in the hundreds. We said it for weeks. We were watching it for a year, it seemed like. Roku's a dip buy in the hundreds. Roku's a dip buy in the hundreds. Roku's a dip buy in the hundreds. And then about a bajillion people are like, you're an idiot. And I'm like, I know, I'm an idiot. I'm terrible at this. And sure enough, Roku is a dip buy in the hundreds. So again, you just have to find things that make sense to buy at certain levels. And then when they hit those levels, you just got to pull the trigger. All right. Montana, the lines on my charts all come from right here. Drawing tools right there. Okay. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, I got to run. Got to get back to my group. Again, feel free to join us. First link in the description will take you to our website. You can join us and come into our private room every single day. We start about 8 o'clock. We'll go to about 11 almost every single day, and then we have a couple classes per week. So other than that, guys, everybody take care. Have a great day, and I will see you guys in another stream.